Hey everybody, Shane here, Shoebox Legends. Thanks for stopping by the channel today for a quick post-playing era rummage. We're going to dive into the Kraft American cheese box that you see in front of you here, which contains nothing but post-playing era cardboard. It's one of my big collecting goals for this year, is kind of beating the drum on just how fun and affordable post-playing era cards can be. And I think they're every bit as interesting as playing era cards. And throughout these rummages and other videos over the course of the year, I want to try to reinforce that. So today we're just going to do what we normally do, pull for about 10 minutes. This is mostly all baseball, a couple other odd cards without. But we're going to start with a really, really beautiful looking autograph, on-card autograph of Vita Blue. Look at that beauty. Numbered to 99 from Topps Tribute Baseball. And this is one, I picked this up. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like 6 years ago, kind of set it to the side and found it in a box maybe 6 months ago and pulled it out and put it in the cheese box here for future rummage. I had never really added it or to my organized proper collection until pulling it here. So beautiful card. Tribute is a gorgeous set. And yeah, a lot of white space there for the bold autograph and a really nice job signing that by a very interesting baseball personality whose career got off to just a blazing hot start and is somebody that I'm really, really interested in. So great first card there, coming on with an on-card auto to lead us off. And we have back-to-back on-card autographs. Check this one out. 3,000 hit club member Paul Molitor, somebody who I feel like we don't hear very much about in the hobby. I'm going to actually take this one out of the case so you don't have that sticker getting in the way. This is from the same Upper Deck Baseball Heroes set that I recently showed the Stan Musial auto from. The difference is each player in that set gets 4 autos on that classic design like the Musial, and then 1 fully illustrated card like this for a total of 5 cards from each subject. And like the Vita Blue that we saw a moment ago, this is hand signed by Paul Molitor himself. So really, really solid player on some very good teams in multiple cities. And just had a great career. Hall of Famer, of course. And at a point in time, a few years back, maybe 5 years ago now, I was kind of buying up as many of these as I could find, these on-card autos from the Baseball Heroes set. Ended up with maybe a dozen or two. And that Paul Molitor is one that until today, I'd never really processed and organized into my collection. Next up, we have a 2023 card, relatively new. And it's a card that I've shown before, but I love it so much, I've picked up multiple copies of it. It's the 2023 Prism from Panini, Pete Rose, and it's the red Prism. It's just gorgeous. Serial number to 199, team color matching. They chose the perfect image to hide or mask the fact that they can't show the logo. It's just, I love everything about this card. If you enjoy Pete Rose, which I do, we've kind of been starving for like some new Pete Rose cards. Topps doesn't really acknowledge him very much, if at all. And so this card really excited me last year. Sent a copy of this off in my most recent SGC grading submission, actually. But I've scooped up some other copies as well. If I can find this card, with 199 of them out there, when I run into this for, say, $4 or $3, I just can't pass it up. So probably going to end up with quite a few copies of that in the end. I think I have maybe 2 or 3 at least now. Well, I certainly have 2, but I bet you I have more like 3 or 4. So just a great Pete Rose card. Maybe I'll send that to SGC later on in the year, see if I can best the 9.5 I got with the first copy I sent their way. Next up, we have a gilded collection card from the 2023 release. So brand new, or relatively new last year card, just like the Pete Rose. Christy Mathewson. I was so excited to see him included in the gilded set last year. I don't believe he was in the inaugural set in 2022, so I think this is his first and only, at this point, gilded card. This is the copy numbered to 25, and I don't usually buy these. This is, I think, called like the Ray Wave or something like that. I tend to stick to the mini diamond, which is numbered to 50, or the base card, numbered to 99, but I did want to see at least one example in hand of kind of what these look like. And for a Christy Mathewson numbered to 25, this was just insanely cheap. Like, I want to say I got this for maybe around $30. Might have even been slightly cheaper than that, maybe $20. So really pleased with that. He's someone who I don't have any playing era cardboard of. Maybe someday I'd love to add one, but in the meantime, I've talked plenty about my love for the Topps Chrome Gilded collection in recent videos, so I'll keep it, to a minimum here. But suffice it to say, I just find it to be a fascinating set, and so that Mathewson is one that I'm very, very happy to see spill out of the Kraft cheese box. So just 4 cards in, but we've seen some really great stuff. Next up, we have another Gilded. It's back-to-back Gilded cards. And this is the type that I usually go after that I referred to a minute ago. The mini diamond. These are numbered to 50. And this is obviously the Say Hey Kid Willie Mays. This one is from the 2022 release, the first year of Gilded. So I think it's a pretty sneaky card in that sense. And I love that the color of these is like almost a perfect match, it seems like, for the San Francisco Giants. Actually, this color scheme seems to work well with like Giants and Pirates, maybe a couple other teams, but great Willie Mays there. Always looking to add some new cardboard of Willie, arguably the best player, all-around player in the history of baseball. He's certainly in the conversation anyway. And matching my other collecting goal for the year, he is someone who got his start briefly in the Negro Leagues before starting migrating over to Major League Baseball. So for all those reasons, that's a really, really great card to have in today's rummage. Back-to-back Gildeds. Hopefully we can pull something a little different here next. And here's one from ComC, and it's a rare basketball card from this box, but it's the great Bill Russell. And this was an easy pickup for me because living here in New England, this guy obviously is just an absolute legend. But at the same time, I'm not into basketball enough where I would likely justify the amount of money that it would cost to grab, one of his very few playing era cards. There weren't really any professional basketball cards being produced throughout most of the 60s. And so when it comes to Bill Russell, there are only a couple of choices for playing era cards, and they're all pretty wildly expensive, more so than I'd spend on a basketball card. So filling the void instead is this beautiful Panini Prism. This has like that circular thing going on element, almost like I think they usually call that scope in the world of Prism. But I think this is just known, according to the tag, as just a blue, yellow, and green prism, just due to that striping going across the card. But of course, green being one of those stripes really makes this look beautiful for a Celtics card. And so this one is going to go directly into my basketball, my tiny little basketball Z folio that houses my kind of sad basketball collection, which is probably all of, under 100 cards at this point. But I do have fun from time to time. It's nice to just mix it up and keep the hobby fresh and interesting. And every so often on ComC, I'll just search for somebody like a Bill Russell or maybe a Michael Jordan or Magic Johnson and see if I can find some low-hanging fruit to slowly populate that Z folio. So pretty cool basketball card there. Probably the only one we'll see in today's video, I would guess. We'll do a baseball next, it looks like. And here's a cool one. This is from Baseball Heroes in 2005 from Upper Deck. Let me get this blue tape off. So it's going to tie nicely to that Paul Molitor that we saw. It's not an autograph. It's just a standard card from the set, but it is a parallel, serial numbered here to 575. I don't know. Actually, this may be the base card, but either way, serial numbered to 575, and it's the great Satchel Paige. Obviously, also fits my other collecting goal for the year. But this card in particular pays tribute to his World Series win in 1948 with the Cleveland Indians. And he's pictured in the appropriate garb to match that. And you even have the word Cleveland here in the background. And the other thing I'll say about this, Topps has actually been starting to show Satchel some love in recent years. So, starting in 2022 and then repeating again last year, he was in quite a few sets, but it seems like they're kind of stuck on the same 2 images. I don't know if they're not licensed to use anything else, but this card features at least an image that I haven't seen kind of on rinse and repeat from Topps over the last couple of years. So I think it's really great for that reason. Plus, I love the design here, of course, harkening back to those early 90s inserts when Upper Deck was new to the baseball scene. And you can't go wrong with a serial numbered Satchel Paige as well. And this card, I think, was around $4 delivered. Picked this one up just within the last month or two. So great bargain Satchel Paige pickup there. We're past the 10-minute mark, but let's do one more card anyway. And we'll finish with this one. Just a base card, and it's one that I've shown before. But it's a really, really sneaky, awesome card when you consider what it signifies. So it's the Larry Doby from 2015 Stadium Club, pictured with Jackie Robinson. So in one photo on a single card, a era-specific or appropriate photo as well, you have the two gentlemen who broke the color barrier in each league of Major League Baseball. So I just really, really dig this. You can find the common plain version of this, like this one here, for probably in quarter boxes and dime boxes everywhere. But I highly recommend picking one up. It just seems like a really important card to have in any collection. And I'm really glad I have another copy here. And you know what? We're going to do one more card here today. Push the envelope a little bit. And we're going to end with a really nice one. I'm glad we extended this. I've done a few episodes now on my love for 2023 Panini Prism Baseball. And of course, earlier in this very episode, we saw this great Pete Rose. But one of the toughest parallels I've learned in the entire set is this giraffe parallel with a giraffe animal print around the border. I think these might be like retail exclusives with like a super high insertion ratio or something like that. But I've seen only a couple of these in all the months I've been watching hit eBay of a player that I'd actually be interested in. And so when this one did a while back, made an offer and was able to snatch this up for around $20. And it's the Sam Crawford from 2023 Panini Prism, the giraffe parallel. Pretty wild. I know this is kind of like pushing the envelope probably in terms of what most collectors might tolerate for parallels and variety, but I know it's a little gimmicky, but it just really appeals to me. I like the scarce nature of it. I was able to fortunately pick up the Bob Feller giraffe parallel, which I showed in an earlier video, and I think one more, maybe Jim Bunning. So I've got 3 of these now, all featuring Hall of Famers and older, vintage players. So if I see another, I'd probably scoop it up if I can, get it at the $20 or under price point. But for now, really, really grateful to have this Sam Crawford, another gentleman who I just don't have any playing era cardboard of. And so for $20 to get something like this, that's, got some scarcity to it. It's from a set I love. It's got great shine and etching. And I can spend $20 and have him represented in my collection versus going out and spending, hundreds of dollars or more for a playing era card of this Hall of Famer. So there you go. That's a wrap on today's rummage. Went a little bit long today, but hopefully you didn't mind. Had a blast going through this box. I think this was a great illustration of just how fun post-playing era cards can be. And I really appreciate you taking the time to check it out. So I'll be back soon. And in the meantime, just enjoy the hobby. Take care.